Bibliophiles of the Internet. My name is Adriana and today I want to talk about my completed series. I've read a lot of series in my day and I don't have them documented anywhere, so I thought you might like to know. I certainly wanted to know, so I just kind of went through my Goodreads and figured out which series I completed. This does not include series that are ongoing, series that are continuing to be published, because then the video would go on forever. But yeah, I don't think you all need any more explanation, so let's just dive right in. So let's start with the series that I do not own. First, we have the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, the Blood of Eden trilogy by Julie Kagawa, which is amazing, by the way, Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi, and I count this one because the complete Persepolis has multiple volumes within it, Solanin by Anio Asano, I believe. One of my favorites, the Ouran High School Host Club series by Bisco Hattori. Then we have the Death Note series as well, the Just One Day duology by Gayle Forman, and also the If I Stay duology by Gayle Forman, the Divergent trilogy by Veronica Roth, the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare, and this one does require a little bit of explanation because I read the first 3 books and this series was originally intended to be a trilogy and it was just okay and I had no interest in continuing on, and I consider the original trilogy to be completed for me. And I also read the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare as well. I have to own up to it, I read the Twilight series by Stephenie Meyer when I was very young and naive and blind. The Wrinkle in Time Quartet by Madeleine L'Engle. Don't know how to say her name ever. Some people might not even know what this series is, but when I was very young, I read the entire Kissed by an Angel series by Elizabeth Chandler. They were horrible, but I had this huge bind up for some reason of all of the books and I read them, so it counts. And then we have a trilogy that I hate with every single fiber of my existence, and that is the Perfect Chemistry series by Simone Elkeles. These are atrociously bad, problematic representations of the Mexican-American community and just gang life in general, and they need to be stopped. And for some reason, I read another series by her. I was very young. I read the Leaving Paradise duology, also by Simone Elkeles. And now we're going to continue with the series that I have completed in relation to the books that I do own. And by the way, none of these are in any kind of chronological order. They're just all willy-nilly, so let's get started. I figured I'd start with the obvious, and that is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. The Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot. And even though this series is getting a new book, which I am very, very excited about, as you all well know, I am counting the original 10 books as completed. And the same goes for the Mediator series by Meg Cabot, which I finished this year. And then we have the Lock and Key graphic novel series by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. The Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. 5 centimeters per second by Makoto Shinkai and Yukiko Seike. The Anna and the French Kiss trilogy by Stephanie Perkins, only one of which I care to own. A little series called Full Metal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. The Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy by Rae Carson, which is being represented by this bind-up of novellas. The Doubt duology by Yoshiki Tonogai. The Scott Pilgrim series by Brian Lee O'Malley. The Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by Rick Riordan. The All-American Girl duology by Meg Cabot. And also the Airhead trilogy by Meg Cabot. The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. The Burned duology from Ellen Hopkins, which consists of Burned and Smoke. As you all well know, my entire life, the force of my continued existence, the Lumitere Chronicles by Melina Marchetta. The Maze Runner trilogy by James Dashner. The Millennium trilogy by Stieg Larsson. A series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket. the Jurassic Park duology by Michael Crichton, which is incredible, the 13 Little Blue Envelopes duology by Maureen Johnson, the Magic in Manhattan series by Sarah Milanowski, and finally the Endless Summer duology by Jennifer Eccles, and this is a bind-up of The Boys Next Door and Endless Summer. So in total, I have read and completed 41 series. So basically, in the past 22 years, I've been a very busy reader, in case you didn't already know that. So compiling this list was very interesting for me, and I really hope that it was interesting for you to watch as well. And in the comments down below, please let me know, how many series have you completed in your lifetime? Or what is your favorite series that you've ever completed? But that is everything I had for this video today, so thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the flip side of the page.